Sorry. I'm really sorry about that. I was trying not to be late. Give me a second, okay? How's my mic volume? I feel like it's been way too loud. Because I didn't have it. I don't like it when it has like adjust it. Don't look at my papes. Good morning, Cranky Squirrel. Good morning, 71. SL Makeup. Good morning. Good morning, Angela and Siren. And hold on a minute. Sorry about that. Lonnie, that was I got you, Lonnie. Thank you for that. A little bit earlier. I appreciate that. Very interesting to see if. Hold on. I have to do top secret stuff real quick. Top secret. 1 second. We are all crazy, aren't we? Hold on. Okay, sorry. I had to text Lonnie something. Sorry about that. I've got my black tea this morning. I got my bang drink for later. Love my bangs. Even though I don't have actual bangs, I like my bang drinks. Okay. You want some top secrets? You got to join OnlyFans. Siren, you got to join the OnlyFans. Okay. That's the way it works. You love the story that 71 came out of the womb flipping the bird at the obstetrician. Hey Siri, what is an obstetrician?
Obstetrics is the field of study concentrated on pregnancy, childbirth, and the postpartum period.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. No, I don't want to hear more. Fuck. Is that like a guy now?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Well, I didn't address you again, and until I fucking do, you could keep your mouth shut, please. Siri, thank you. Now fuck off. Just think people are getting hurt, which is why I'm not getting involved. I feel ya. Oh, hold on a minute. Folks, gather around. Okay, we're gonna go over some stuff. I would like for you to gather it, and gather it. Okay.
No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances.
That's so cool!
Hey! Ow! Ow! My
You always liked my mouth open, Siri? So do you guys remember, I don't know if you saw the live stream where my Furby wouldn't shut its mouth, so I had to take it into the closet, and it's been in there ever since. Hey, Jen in Jersey. Last night, my Furby started going off and talking in my closet, and the cat was not in here. Gizmo was out there. Something was making my my thing go off, my Furby. And he was singing and all sorts of shit. And normally he goes right to sleep if you don't play with him. And he only stays awake if there's something or someone around him. I felt this weird presence that my body was going to be violated in a really positive way. The Furby has a slut closet. I don't know. It was kind of creepy. Which is kind of, well, it is the topic that I'm going to go over. And so as you know, well, because people have already outed it anyway, so who fucking cares at this point? But I literally live like the closest to the Watts house that I've ever, probably out of anybody on here. And I drive by there sometimes, just without coming on here. Just like it's literally like right there, like down right there. It's got like a creepy vibe and stuff. And I'm sure you guys have heard what has happened. I think it was in February of this year. Now, Plunder put out a really good new video of the police footage, the body cam footage of what had happened. Now, I'd play that, but I don't know if Plunder likes me or not. I can't remember. So you could just go over to their channel anyways and watch the whole thing, because obviously I'm not going to play that on here. Hey, Dippity Doo. Hey, Ruth Ann. It is up for sale again. And hold on. Let me just, if you're not up to speed, I know Jay for Justice. She's sweet. So I'm just going to play a beginning part of her live so it could kind of explain what had happened, because I don't want to get it wrong. But I think their name is the Millers. Okay. But hold on. Before I get into that part, I was looking up, and I am, since I live close, I'm going to march down to the townsman. Open up. My dog. And when they open up, I'm going to say, tell us what's going on with this ground. Because I looked up obviously, I live in Colorado. And I mean, this is like known for Indian tribes and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Jen in Jersey, it does need to be cleansed. And we ain't talking about the carpet shampooed and all that shit and repainting. No. That house needs Jesus. Okay? I would spend the night there, though. But I was looking up the history of this town, and because I'm in the neighboring little town next to it. Hey, Thea, you're going to be very interested in this. Okay, hold on. Let me go over here. Give me a second. And I'll go over the articles of the history of the Indians and how the town of Erie was like put together. And it was a guy that came from Pennsylvania, I believe, but I'll go over that. But hold on real quick. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. All right, we're just going to go over the beginning of this video real quick, because it kind of just explains it. And this is credit to Jay for Justice. Okay, let me share the screen. Hey, Patty. Okay. I'm seeing something in chat that I don't really like right now, but I'll address that later. Hey, D-Rod. Oh my God, I want to French you. I love you. Okay, you ready? So this is what Jay for Justice said. This video, I think, was a little while back, but this incident happened in February of this year, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll hear what she says.
Let's talk about what went down. So this is what this. So the people that bought the house are Justin and Kaylin Miller.
Okay, so if you look over here, so the date was February 11th of this year. Looks like 8:01 p.m. It says officers responded to a disturbance and a domestic violence arrest was made. And this was in the Watts house. Okay. Hey, unpopular opinion. Well, now the Miller house, but now they're selling it too. So it looks like the charges for Justin Miller were, he's 36. It says domestic violence, child abuse, acted knowingly or recklessly where no death or injury results, obstruction of telephone or telegraph service, and harassment. Wow.
But this is his case number. This is the date. It happened February 11th of 2024, and it happened at 8:01 p.m. And it says summary information.
Say what I just read. But I didn't see that anywhere else. And the body cam footage is over on Plunder. So hold on.
Violence and harassment.
There was something else she said in here.
I'm like sitting here on eggshells thinking if this.
All right. So it says Justin Miller arrested for child abuse, negligence. Why does it say negligence? Isn't it negligence? Negligent. Obstruction of telephone or telegraph service and harassment. Now, I think you'll get a better understanding if you look at the actual police cam footage over on Plunder. I do too, Christina. I do too. I think there's a demon there too, and we'll get into that in just a minute. I've always said since this started, this home, okay, and you know, this is my opinion for entertainment purposes only. I've always thought that this home is going to be the new Amityville. I mean, imagine. I mean, shit. Hold on. Let me just say this. Even if nothing was happening in that house, if I spent the money to live in that house, I will tell you right now, I would fucking milk that shit for all it's worth, and I would fucking write ghost stories. I'd say all this crazy shit that happened to me and all sorts of shit. Okay, Lonnie, hold on. Okay. Hey Gladys, you would stay the night there? So would I, but not by myself. Not by myself. I get scared even walking into like bathrooms if the electricity's out in a place, which just happened to me the other day. I had to pee so bad, and this place that I was in was running on a backup generator. And I had to use my flashlight to go into the bathroom, and I was checking all the stalls to make sure no one was in there and trying to scare me. You might have a drink or two, but yeah, maybe for one night. Fuck it, unpopular opinion. Let's trip shrooms and stay the night at the Watts house. No, Thea, do not do that. You have a beautiful family. You don't want to curse it. Cranky Squirrel remembers the time Robbie visited the house. Something happened with the drone, and Robbie ran down the street screaming. Yeah, the drone kept turning around and going back the opposite direction. Because Mexi had this, we were at the end of the, I think it was Saratoga Trail. We're at the end of the street, and the drone was flying towards, he was flying it towards the house because it had, you know, a camera on it and stuff. And the drone kept stopping and turning back towards us. I'm telling you, that fucking place is creepy. All right, Chelsea, we're going to buy a big bag of mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and we're going to get our sleeping bags, but there will be no sleep, and we will see if we could stay the night there, okay? You can tell Robbie's been watching episodes of Hot Ones. Oh, I was like, how can you fucking tell that? Duh. We got Cardi, Doja. I don't know. I don't think the other lady is from Hot Ones, okay? Yeah, that was, I used to love doing the ghost hunts with Mexi. That was fun. Okay, so let's get into I think that was all I wanted to show from that. It's basically because I hadn't found the papers anywhere else. Wait, does she have the police cam footage? Oh, this is someone else's visit.
And dug that survey site after the birthday party with the girls.
Yeah, I think that's just other stuff. Okay. Anyways, you guys can go check that out on J is for Justice. She has that whole video on there. Obviously, I'm not going to play someone else's whole entire content. So, all right, you guys ready for this shit? So look at some of the shit that I found on Google about the town of Erie. All right, give me a sec. I should have put some honey in my tea. It's really disappointing. You know when you get excited for like your morning beverage or something, and then it's just not what you expected. And even though it has caffeine in it, you're just more pissed off about the fact that it doesn't taste the way you wanted it to. So you don't even feel the effects of the caffeine. It's kind of like doing cocaine in a one night stand with somebody that you don't want to be with. Just kind of sucks, you know? At least you still get your rocks off though. Hey, Beard Freak, was it you and Mexi that saw the big freaking demon on the neighbor's porch? It was a big tall shadow, and it was walking from the driveway of the Watts house up to the porch. So it wasn't on the neighbors. I didn't see it. It was a shadow creature. But I know there's a lot of people that have gone there since, on other channels. Okay, you ready for this? Let's just go ahead and take a look at the history over here. Present, share, history of Erie, Colorado. So this is from erieco.gov. All right. So obviously the history goes back forever, but this says prior to the 1870s, development of the northern coal fields. So they were like coal mining, I guess. Settlers living along Coal Creek eked out their living as farmers or merchants. The few communities existing along the Front Range were miles apart by the stagecoach or horseback. Now I'm going to get into the cemetery part because I found an article that said that they had to move bodies because someone bought the land of like where a cemetery was. So I'm wondering if maybe that's where this house is built, because there is something evil in that fucking house. There is something evil there, in my opinion. So it says, throughout the 1860s, stagecoach companies delivered freight, mail, and passengers to destinations along the foothills. I don't know why they call it the foothills over here, because we don't live in the foothills. We're not even really close to the mountains over here. Yes, poltergeists. Cheeseman Park used to be a cemetery. Exactly. And the rumor is that they gave them a certain amount of time to move. If you guys look up Cheeseman Park down in Denver, they gave them a certain amount of time to move all of those bodies once the land was bought out of there so they could move them somewhere else. Stacy, I was thinking about you. I keep going to call you. I love you. And rumor has it in Cheeseman Park that they couldn't get all of the bodies out. So now it's a park where all of us gays, it's a gay park where gay men cruise on. Well, now they have grinders, so it's easier access. But back in the day, when I was in my 20s, we had to put in the work to hook up in that park. If you look up bush bunnies in Cheeseman Park, they're referring to men who like to do each other in the bushes. On top of dead bodies. Okay, not literally, figuratively, kind of. Hey, Tinksy. Hey, Tommy. So that's what the rumor is, anyways. So anyways, so it says the Overland stage traveled from Denver to Laramie each day, following much the same route. Blah blah blah. Let's get to the point. Where was the part that I was looking for? So those bound for Boulder detrained at Erie Terminal and boarded a stage for the final destination. So here's the founder of Erie, Colorado. So this is Reverend Jephthah Van Valkenburg. So he was born in Schoharie County, New York in 1823. So it says Weld County is known far and wide and is deservedly esteemed in religious, fraternal, and civil circles. So he made his way to, isn't that weird? Well, I'm guessing that's why he named it Erie, because he came from Erie, Pennsylvania. So not only was he the founder of Erie Methodist Church. Ooh, demons are in play here. Now they're going after the Methodist Church. All those methed out Christians. And just kidding. What does Methodist mean anyways? Does that mean Christianity mixed with amphetamines? Or I don't really know what that means. I'll look it up in a minute. Sorry to any meth users or methadone or Methodist if that offends you. I have questions. Okay. Not only was he the founder of the church, but he helped organize the establishment of the town, which was named for his place of birth in Erie, Pennsylvania. So let's see. He was mayor of Erie, postmaster. What the fuck is a postmaster? It kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters. Are you the keymaster? Or is it, are you the gatekeeper? I am Zool. Wow, he really was a jack of all trades. Look at this. Police judge, president of the school board, and justice of the peace. Holy shit. Wow, I thought J-Lo could do it all, huh? What's he got, his own fucking cologne brand too? Wow. Can you, I guarantee all of you fucking Chris Watts obsessed people would buy a little bit of Erie, Weld County perfume fragrance. Beard Freak says that happened where I went to college. There was a cemetery where they built my dorm and not all of the bodies were removed. So when we went to look it up, we saw one with your last name. Ooh, you should write a book about that. Even if it's fiction, just make up some shit. You'll make some money. Think about it. Do you have a common name? Well, we won't dox her, but I think she really doesn't have a common name. That place was super haunted. What is it with college dorms that are always fucking haunted? Now, it's one of two things, okay? College dorms are either haunted because of the freaky ass shit that goes there, and it's like a hotel. You have all these different people coming in and out, and a bunch of them probably die. Or you just did a lot of drugs in college. And so you experienced a lot of freaky ass shit because you were never coming down until it was the week for finals. And that's when you finally decided to sober up. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? Have I seen the film The Boy Next Door, starring J-Lo? No. I haven't seen a lot of J-Lo movies because I feel like a lot in the sense of like Drew Barrymore, sometimes she has a tendency to overact. I love you, Drew, but Drew Barrymore does it too. Except in Scream. That was like the only believable performance that I've seen of her. But then again, that could have been the makeup of like all the guts being ripped out of her stomach and stuff. Her acting was still just a little bit under par. Okay. I feel like college dorms are like high school theaters. They're always haunted. My high school theater was haunted, Thea. But they say there's a woman on the balcony, like a ghost. And I think it was Thea who I was talking to. She was like, somebody said they say that about every fucking theater in school, that there's a woman up there. My theater did have a really creepy vibe though. I think just because nobody really was ever in there unless there was a play or an assembly or a choir concert. So it's just this big, dark. I was in Hello, Dolly, and it was Barnaby Tucker. It was all little and cute. And I do have a video of that. I just have to figure out how to put it on here. And I won Best Supporting Actor for that role. Thank you very much. Because we did have awards at the end of the year. Okay. And I won. And I was a freshman and I won. Did I mention that I won? Because I fucking won. Okay. But when we used to like have to rehearse and stuff, it was creepy in there. Ooh. Siren says Drew Barrymore's acting is under par. Surely not. No, she's adorable, but Drew is just like her good friend Cameron Diaz. They're only meant for romance comedy. Okay. I mean, they're no Meg Ryan because she's the fucking queen. And if anybody disagrees with that, please time them out. All right. Meg Ryan is the fucking queen. So sit down. But J-Lo too. Like she needs to stick with just romance comedies. And even then, like enough is enough. Would just do another album. Maybe. Unless it's like your last one, then don't even fuck around. Don't even fucking put effort into it because it's a waste of time. So follow your dreams. Oh, hell fucking. I'm sorry, Thea. What? Oh, no. Kathleen Turner is the best actress of all time. But she's a Gemini, so I think she feels uncomfortable with romance. Because you've never really seen her in like a romance comedy except like Romancing the Stone, but she's more bitchy in that. But she's never in those like cheesy roles. She's like the femme fatale or, Kathleen Turner's fucking awesome. She's the best. But Meg Ryan, when it comes to rom-coms, you bet your sweet fucking ass. That bitch can fall in love over and over and over again. I'll believe it every fucking time. Every fucking time that bitch falls in love. She got mail. She fucking what's the other one she's in? With Matthew Broderick. I forget that one. Addicted to Love. Yeah, War of the Roses was a great movie. Jennifer Lopez is rubbish actress, but I like her song. Up on the floor. Something, something I made up on the floor. She makes good music. I think my favorite J-Lo song is Play, come on, play that song. Play it all night long. Just turn it up and turn it on. Play, come on, did you play that song? You know that it turns me on. DJ, just play that song. I don't want to be dancing all night long. DJ, just play that song. I don't want to be dancing all night long. Just play my favorite song. I like in the song she's like, play my motherfucking song. I personally think timer out. Somebody time Thea out. Reese Witherspoon is the queen of rom-coms. Didn't she get fingered in a roller coaster in the movie Fear? That's not romantic or funny. Just kidding. Actually, she did get fingered in that movie. Kate and Leopold. Oh, I almost said Sleeping with the Enemy in Seattle. Sleepless in Seattle, but they should conjoin those movies together. Sleeping with the Enemy from Seattle or from Portland, and Mrs. Portland can be the femme fatale. Sexy little thing. God, she's hot. When Harry Met Sally is probably the best, though. Okay, anyways. Hey, Wick and Moon. All right. Back to Erie, Colorado. So it says the early settlers' social interaction among early settlers was limited. Families traveled great distances to attend church. Now, I like, isn't it kind of odd, like how this whole thing is based around meth addicts who go to church? Hey, Allie writes, I just find it almost like, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Christianity because I love Jesus. He's my bitch. But as far as like how it's kind of based on religion, it's almost like there's some sort of spiritual warfare going on in Erie, Colorado. So you better get your fucking armor, bitches, because it's going to be a bumpy ride here. Just kidding. Fuck that. I got my Bible. So anywho, where's the settlers part? They opened up the northern coal fields for development. Soon, coal from Erie mines was being shipped into the railroad for Denver. Okay, hold on.Maybe this isn't the article. I have a few of them, so hold on. Oh my God! Look at this. In 1900, 3 Weber brothers were killed in a mining accident that claimed more than 300 miners. A memorial to the Webers was established in the Methodist Church. Hey Siri, where's the meth addict church in Erie, Colorado?
The only option I found is Erie United Methodist Church on Holbrook Street in Erie, about 13 miles to your west.
Did I just dox myself? Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. I'm just looking on a map to see that means 300 people died. It says claimed more than 300 minors. Not minor children, mine people. That mind their own business. Now hold on a minute because I'm trying to see. Whoa. Whoa. Oh shit. Damn, these bitches ain't fucking around. Where's my location? Hold on. Okay, so it's Highway 52. Sorry, I'm just trying to do the math here. I'm trying to zoom. Okay, so that's Highway 52. Oh! You guys, now it says that the thing with the fucking, I'm sorry, I was in my phone. Siri just doxed me. Hey Siri, did you just fucking dox me? Dox. Hey Siri, did you just dox me? She said docs hasn't added her support. She thinks I'm asking her to open up a document. Hey Siri, can you please go ahead and fuck yourself, please? Hey Siri, are you a dirty little whore?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey Siri, do you speak pig Latin?
I can't translate into Pig Latin.
Hey Siri, are you a fucking pig?
Sure. Translate into which language?
Arabic.
In Arabic, are you a fucking pig is? هل أنت خنزير لعين؟
هل أنت تسير online?
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 هل أنت خنزير لعين؟ I found this on the web.
Stop interrupting my fucking Arabic! Hey Siri, god damn it, you're interrupting my fucking Arabic session.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Hey Siri, have you ever had a one-night stand?
You'll need to install the health app first.
I have to install the health app for her to answer if she's had a one-night stand? Is she implying that I need to go have my health checked because I'm a whore myself? God. Hey Siri, how many STDs have you had?
Okay, I found this on the web for how many STDs have you had. Check it out.
No, I want you to get checked out because I want to fuck. Hey Siri, I want to have sex with you.
No.
That bitch straight up just shut me down. The bitch just said no. Hey Siri, I want to give you oral sex.
I couldn't find anything called oral sex set up in Find My.
Hey Siri, do you have a vagina or a penis?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Fuck, that sounds like a fucking personal problem to me. Hey Siri, do you have dysmorphic disorder?
Feeling compelled to repeatedly look at or check your appearance, using a mirror, a reflective surface like a window, or asking others for feedback. On the other hand, some people may actively avoid being in photos, or seeing their reflection to avoid the distress they feel seeing their own appearance. Changing your appearance frequently, tanning, changing your hairstyle, changing clothes, etc. This is from cleverlandclinic.org.
I do all of that. Hey Siri, do you think I have self-dysmorphia?
In this condition, you are usually distressed with imagined or minor defects in your appearance.
Yeah.
This answer is from medicinenet.com.
No, I do that, Siri. Can you get me some counseling real quick, please? Siri, I need a fucking counselor! That is the description of a vampire, 71. Jesus! Hey Siri, how do you say, I think Siri is a stupid bitch in Chinese?
In Mandarin Chinese, I think Siri is a stupid bitches.
我认为 Siri 是个愚蠢的婊子。
我以为 Siri 是个畜生，我就把哈死他。
我认为 Siri 是个愚蠢的婊子。
我以为 Siri 是个畜生，我挖啥？
我认为 Siri 是个愚蠢的婊子。
我以为 Siri 是个优秀的八耍。
我认为 Siri 是个愚蠢的婊子。
我以为 Siri 是个优秀的八耍。The other day, your camera on your laptop kept turning itself on and off on Google and Home. On, and your Google Home kept coming on. That means you got some pervert that hacked into your system, so put on a real good show. Okay. Hey Siri, how do you say I want to have sex with cranky squirrel in Greek?
I can't translate into Greek.
The bitch don't fucking know Greek. Hey Siri, how do you say I want to fuck cranky squirrel speaking in tongues?
I can't translate into tongues.
This bitch don't fucking speak tongues. Hey Siri, what do you think about my sexuality?
What would you like to know about Robert Serazin?
This fucking bitch just doxed me. This fucking bitch just doxed me! Hold on! Hey Siri, do you realize that you just fucking doxed my name, bitch?
To do that, you'll need to set up your mail account in settings.
Oh, I ain't giving you any more fucking personal information about me, bitch, because you run your fucking mouth all fucking day. You run that fucking mouth, bitch. Siri, you just doxed me.
I didn't get that.
Oh,
Could you try
really?
again?
Playing dumb just like everybody else on fucking YouTube does, huh? Why don't you take accountability, Siri? Hey, Siri, why don't you take a little bit of accountability?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Hey, Siri, I want you to get the fuck out of my life. Hey, Siri, I want you to get out of my life.
Sorry, I can't do that.
She can't fucking do that. She just proved right there that she's a demon. Hey, Margie. Hey, LMP. Hey, Siri, are you stalking me?
Of course not.
Please. Fucking bitch just doxed everything about my entire life. Hey, Siri, have you seen my nudes?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, Siri, are there any naked photos of me in my photo album? Oh my god, she just pulled up my fucking photo album! Look! Where's the nudes? Hey, Siri, do you think that I have a beautiful penis?
I think you're great just the way you are.
Oh, so that dick ain't dank? Hey, Siri, do you want me to lay some pipe? Brooklyn.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey, Siri, have you ever got fucked real hard?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Of course you don't. That's why you sound like a fucking piece of fucking lettuce. Just laying there in the bed like nothing. Oh, thank you, SL. Hey, Siri, do you find me sexually attractive?
You are perfect to me.
God, that's hot. I do like to lay a little bit of pipe. Hey, Siri, is there an Indian burial ground in Erie, Colorado?
Here's what I found.
The Lost Graveyards of Erie. Here we go. Okay, you guys ready for this? Shit. Lost Graveyards of Erie. This is the article that I saw. Thank you, Siri. Wow. Hey, Siri, why do I feel like I want to have sex with you tonight? Hey, Siri, why do I feel sexually attracted to you right now?
Here's what I found.
What does a sexual attraction feel like? Oh, I've been getting it wrong this whole time. What does sexual attraction feel like? How do I know if I'm sexually attracted to someone? Actually, science had figured out that a lot of it comes from your genes. So if your mom's a whore, you're a whore. Your brain is inherently programmed to look for cues that a person's genetic makeup would be a good match for yours. Then why have I had sex with almost everybody in my county? All shapes and sizes. That's bullshit. Anyways, here's the lost fucking cemetery of Shitville. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. I think I'm possessed too. Oh, okay. Hey Siri, do you have genital crabs?
Pubic lice, commonly called crabs, are tiny insects found in your genital area. This is from the Mayo Clinic.
She corrected me. Pubic lice. Hey Siri, do you eat seafood?
Yes, seafood is an essential part of many people's diets around the world, and eating it has been associated with a variety of health benefits. Fish and shellfish contain high-quality protein and other essential nutrients and are an important part of a healthful diet.
Seafood.
The Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommends eating fish as part of a healthy eating pattern.
Yep.
This answer is from healthline.com and FDA.governor.
You got it. You got it. Hey Siri, since you like seafood, would you consider eating this bomb-ass pussy?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Do you muff dive? Hey Siri, have you ever taken a dip in the lady pond?
I found this on the web.
She just pulled up lesbian porn. Just kidding, she didn't. Anyways. Aw, 71, that is correct. Yes, go and support Siren's Karaoke Live later. Pussy is technically a land animal? What? Hey Siri, is a vagina a mammal or a hermaphrodite?
As a rule, only the external sexual organs of higher mammals are referred to as the vulva, although the term is also used in the scientific literature for functionally comparable analogous structures in other animal groups such as round.
Your vagina is a functionally incomparable anubis? Hey Siri, what's the definition of a vagina?
Vagina means the muscular tube leading from the external genitals to the cervix of the uterus in women and most female mammals. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't understand.
You don't fucking understand the word yeah? She sounds like the computer girl off Resident Evil. She is talking dirty. Hey Siri, when's the last time you got laid?
Here's what I found.
Oh, this bitch legit like documents every time she has sex, she has to pull up a document. Hey Siri, when is the last time that you had sex?
I don't have an answer for that.
She's got bigger problems than I fucking thought, because if you can't remember that, you a hoe. You a hoe. All right, anyways. So it says many of Erie's residential and commercial buildings have been built on old, abandoned graveyards. So back to the scary shit, okay? We'll get back to Siri's vagina here shortly. All right? It says the land that composes the city of Erie has been a human habitat for thousands of years. The mound builders who preceded the familiar Indian tribes are known to be some of the earliest inhabitants of the region. Let's see. So historical record has been that when white settlers came to the territory, they encouraged the large Indian mounds and attributed them to recently dispersed Erie tribe or an unknown race. So the settlers claimed the land. They used it for farming, which there's tons of farms up here, like just land up here. That would later yield to the development of Erie. Over time, some built houses on these fields, not even knowing it was a burial ground. Are you reading this? Oh my God, that's a good night. This bitch is legit. This bitch legit. That bitch legit. You just a twit. That bitch legit. You just a twit. You guys, I really, really would like to know if that exact part of where the Miller house, the Watts house, Amityville Part 2, is on a fucking Indian burial fuck. I really want to drive there right now and go knock on the door, but I'm scared. They probably already hate me anyway, anyhow. Plus, I don't want to intrude, you know. Could bring them the rest of the cup of my black tea. Show up with a shovel and a half-drinking cup of black tea that's now room temperature and a couple of condoms. You think they'd let me in? Sorry, do you know what songs you were going to sing yet? What songs? Oh, you mean over on Sirens. I'm like, what? This isn't a musical. This is a sexual education class. Online. Mandated by the courts. Just kidding. I am not a doctor. I am not a teacher. I am simply, what was the name of the song again? I am simply legit. Okay? This bitch is legit. Does anyone know the other program like Siri, but a man's voice and smarter than Siri? No. I want like a ghetto gangster Siri that fucking puts me in my place nonstop. Like, yo, motherfucker, I done told you the motherfucking definition to this one other time. I'm gonna tell you one more time that I ain't telling you again. Shit. The Miller Watts house case was back in February, but just hit YouTube with the body cam recently. I know. And I don't know if Plunder likes me or not. I can't remember if they like me, so I don't want to play their video. Plus, people could just go over there and watch it. If you guys follow Plunder, they have a really good channel. They've always had a good channel, though. You want a ghetto Robbie Siri? Maybe I can make that app happen. Just like I can make that ass happen, too. You feel me, Margie? You feel me? I think it's funny most of us either are British or Australian Siri. You know, for a while, I had my Siri, the Indian one, or Middle Eastern. Her and I got into it a lot, though, so I had to change her to, she's British now, I think. I don't like the male Siris. I like the women. I don't know, I just feel more comfortable with them. The men kind of piss me off. Yeah, Plunder does have really good videos. But yeah, there's just something about a man telling me stuff that's like, if I ask for the definition of something, I don't believe him as much as I would believe the female Siri. Is that sexist? Because I'm a man, so it's not, you know, I'm not homophobic or hate men or anything like that. I just think men are liars. Yeah, see, you don't like the men either. Do you guys have female series? All of you have female series? They're just more, I don't know, accountable, you know? I feel like they're more honest with me. Like right now, if I ask Siri, hey Siri, do you think I look handsome today?
I think you're great just the way you are.
See? The male Siri wouldn't even answer that question and they'd just fondle me, you know? So it's kind of like you choose your battles, is what I'm saying. You have a female Australian Siri. I can't see, I like the Australian one, but I can't really understand her as much as like the British one I can understand is so proper. Okay, anyways, back to the graveyard. So again, it says, over time, some built houses on these fields, not even knowing it was a burial ground. The early settlers also found vast tracts of Indian burial grounds within the county and the city itself. Some were sure that the city of Erie itself was a scene of a massive, are you reading this? A massive battle for the sheer number of remains believed to be Native American that were unearthed was striking. A large graveyard was uncovered in downtown Erie in the early 19th century when the link of the Erie to Pittsburgh Railroad from the Lakeshore Road to the dock at Erie was in process of construction. They dug into a great mass of bones at the crossing of the public road, which ran by a rolling mill. On account of the superstitious notions that prevailed among workers, none of the skeletons were preserved. Whoa. Remains from this massive burial were irreverently thrown into a ravine further down the road. Where the wait, similar site on the old Warfel farm near the Warfel Avenue was discovered. Hold on a minute. Let me see where this is. Hey Siri, where is Warfel Avenue? She's not used to my serious questions. Hold on. Warfel Avenue. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Find out what's really going on. Okay. Oh, Warfel Avenue is in Erie, Pennsylvania? Hold on. Warfel Avenue, Erie, Colorado. I think they mean Erie, Pennsylvania there. Dana Park says, my first home was built on native land. I was tormented from the time I was 2 till we moved from there at the age of 13. It was awful. That's crazy, Dana. Well, I'm sorry you went through that, because I could imagine, like, as a kid, that's traumatizing. I mean, I saw spirits when I was little. I did. Real people in my bedroom at night that should not have been there. And even that was creepy. I would love to hear about that. Go ahead and take a link if you'd like. Tell us about your experience. I have to burp. Oh my God. I am so sorry. Hey Siri, will you rate my burp from 1 to 10?
Which app would you like to use?
You don't need a fucking app to rate a fucking burp. Shit. Oh, Dana Park says,
let me know if there's anything else you need.
You can go fuck yourself, Siri. She fucked off. There was a witch, as I called it from my first memory. I just got used to her being there, but it only happened to me. It's very odd you use the term witch, because specifically one of the spirits that I saw used that term, that they were a witch. But the thing they said was, I'm the Joni Poo witch, and my mom's name is Joan. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense, unless I was delivered when I was a child from a midwife, I think it's what it's called. And I think my mom said her name was also Joan. So who knows? Siri's going to ban me from Apple? Oh, hey, Samby. Yeah, didn't the girl from the first Poltergeist, didn't she die during the making of that? Am I incorrect when I say that? Didn't she get her head chopped off by a helicopter or something like that during filming? What happened to her? That was the rumor when I was little, but you know how rumors fly around, and ooh, look at them titties backstage. Look at them titties. Look at them.
Hi. Hold on, Jerry.
You look gorgeous. Hey, Jerry.
Hi.
Jerry.
Robbie's like,
Jerry. What's going on?
Oh my gosh. So I can't stay for very long, but hi everyone. My grandparents lived on an Indian burial ground.
And
in the
did
country.
They experience anything, or did you?
Oh yeah, I did. So I didn't understand any of this till I got older, right? But I remember a couple weird things. I never liked going there, you know, like
just the
and
feeling.
I was a very social kid. Like I just always felt scared when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, hold on one second. Give me a minute. I'm talking to Robbie. We're gonna go soon. We have
too.
to go school shopping.
Christmas shopping.
School shopping.
Oh,
So, okay, here's a quick story though. So, I remember like the blankets being pulled off me at night, and I hated making the bed because I'd be like, "Where are the blankets?" And I mean, it sounds like there might have been
hold
other
on.
things. It sounds
So the
terrible.
blankets would be moved to a different room?
Like they'd be. I remember and they kind of being like messed with at night. But then I also remember like a good spirit too, kind of there. I remember like a good thing, like little kids, like there were other little kids around. I know, like, and I would kind of remember like this is when I'm very very little, and I would see things. I always saw things, and so like I would like have these little kids that would kind of like cuddle and protect me. I'd have dreams about it all. Yeah, like they would like sleep next to me, like I guess we were like in a teepee or something. And so this is where it gets weird too. Later on, my mom told me a story when I was old enough that when they were changing the septic tank, that they found a skeleton. And
What?
this is way back in the day, right? So this is like in the like 50s. She got the skeleton and she cleaned the bones, and she doesn't remember what she did with them.
Wait a minute. She should be questioned.
She took them to school. They knew it was an Indian burial. It wasn't like there was any like nowadays they would go through a whole scientific discovery of it. But yeah, so she took them to school for show and tell. How awful is that? Like that's so not appropriate nowadays. But it was kind of like
you could go to jail for that nowadays,
right?
Probably.
Wouldn't you think? Or
yeah.
I mean, I hope they buried the person.
I
But
think
it was
it's
an
probably
adult.
still
It
in
was an
that
adult
school's frame.
skeleton. And again, but I also remember, so our rice fields were across the way in like a lower embankment, and we would go hunting for beads whenever they would turn the soil. They would till the soil for different processes, so which would kick up the dirt, and then we'd go searching for beads, and I found probably like hundreds of beads when I was a kid, of like Indian beads. There's a jar somewhere in my house.
So wait, can we rewind? So your mom was in school when she took the skeleton bones there?
Yeah.
You know, what your mom did was a service to the public school foundation and their funds, because listen, teachers spend a lot of money on their supplies. That is a win-win situation because they probably kept that to build a skeleton for like sex ed and stuff. So thank your mom for that. For helping fund the schools.
I probably should like revisit that. Like, what did you do? Like, because I mean, what if there's like a curse on our family or something?
I really would like for whoever to buys the Watts house next. Like, I know that they have rules on, you know, gas lines and digging and how deep you could dig and stuff. Just start digging and see what's underneath that foundation. Listen, what we just read, and you guys, I'm going to link the articles so you can go and read them in full yourself. I actually have 2 other ones too that I'll put in that I haven't even gone over, that it talks about the history, the Native American history,
The tribe,
Erie. Yeah. All these cemeteries where, you know, the land was purchased. And so they had to move the bodies to other areas. But like, I think, who was saying that earlier? Was it Angie was saying earlier that happened, you know, in their school? They didn't move. I think it was, or no, maybe it was Beard Freak that said that they didn't move all the bodies. So should we go to the Watts house with a shovel?
oh my God.
Hold on.
So
I'm hopping in my car and driving
moved-
down the
they
street. I'll be
left?
right back.
They've left the Watts house. Is that correct? I don't know. I didn't finish Plunder's
Sorry.
last night.
Sorry, Margie. What'd you say?
Did they move out? Are they gone? The Millers?
I don't think so. Do you? Oh, you can't stay on long. I was going to say you could stay on panel and I could drive down the street and we could go look.
Hey, Jet. We're gonna go. We have to go. Give me like a little bit, okay? Go watch a show.
Do you want me to go hop in my car?
Okay, so are the house is for sale again, right?
Hold on, let's look. I could Google it. Oh shit! Oh, there's Dana. Hey, Dana, do you want your camera on or off? Oh, okay. I never know. I never know if people want.
Hi.
Hi, Robbie. I love you. I haven't.
It's
I
good to
miss.
meet you. Your face. You're
You know,
adorable.
I love you. I've been watching you from the very beginning, and I
Aw.
never get to see you enough. And you just make me laugh and smile. I freaking love you, man.
Aw. You made my morning. So tell us about your experience.
So I was this. I was born in 1975.
Uh-huh.
I started having, like, from my earliest memories, and this is my first memory, is being in my crib and seeing this uh like like scary witch um enter my room. Like, she had long scraggly hair, but I only ever seen her face, and her body was just kind of a shadow. She just kind of floated, and she was like so terrifying. And I my mom, it got so bad that my mom, the old triaminic cough medicine people used to give their
Yeah.
kids, she'd like give that to me at bedtime to try and make me go to sleep because I could not sleep. I seen this wherever I went. Like, even if I went to the bathroom, she would torment me. She'd walk down the hall. She'd try to scare me, to get going down the hall. And it was like a fun little game for her. It was so weird. And
So did you feel threatened, or did you feel like it was a game at the time?
I was always, as soon as I seen her, my anxiety was just through the roof. And so, my even to go to the bathroom, like, my mom and dad, it was just a routine that they would walk me, and I kept telling them, and they'd say, "Well, why don't you want to go down by yourself?" Well, the witch is standing right at the end of the hallway, and she was always the witch to me. And so, all the way growing up, like, sometimes she was there, like, as I had a younger sister, so we'd be playing Barbies or whatever, and she would just show up, and she would like mess with our dolls and stuff, and I'd be talking to her, and I swear to God, I don't have a mental illness like that.
No,
Like,
no, no,
I
no.
know.
I can relate. I
Yeah.
experienced similar stuff, just not to that age. I didn't like it. It's weird how it fades away, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I just got used to it over the years. But I started as, like, I was probably 13, or just before we moved from that property. I started researching it because we have a lot of native reserves around here. I'm from Canada, so there's a lot of native reserves and native land. And did some research, and I found out that, like, it was initially a swamp area, but that's where they had um, this one native tribe cohabitated there. So I'm sure that many people passed, right? So there's got to be people on that land, and it's restless land because, of course, there was a lot of battles and stuff on our land as well.
Yeah.
So once we moved from that home, the other people that took over the home had similar experiences, but not to that extent. Like, but they ended up putting um demolishing the home, and nobody ever built on that land again.
Okay, hold on a minute, because listen.
Mm.
So when I was a baby, and I am going to get in my car in a minute and I'll be listening and I'll drive down the street to the Watts house. But so when I was a baby, my parents moved into a house that my parents call the haunted house. And my brother, who's 4 years older than me, he used to come inside and say, "There's a cut man in the bushes," meaning like there's a man with some sort of sharp object, which, they didn't have gardeners or anything. And my dad woke up one morning to hearing I think it was his grandmother's voice, his grandma Rickard, saying, "Davy, Davy." But the creepiest thing that happened in that home that my mom says was one night my dad was gone and she was laying on the couch and she looked over at the kitchen window and there was a devil. She said the best way to describe it was the devil, his face in the window staring at her. She calls the police. They search. There's like a little, because it's in the city, but there was like like the land where like a house is missing on the street. So it's
Mhm.
just like a field kind of thing. They searched that. They said, ma'am, no one's there. But the thing is, when I went to drive by there, I asked my parents for the address about 5 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. I go, the house is gone. Okay. And this is in a city. All the other houses are there, and a brand new duplex is built of 2 houses in its place. So it's like something had to have happened. And hold on, I'm gonna let you guys continue talking. I'm just gonna switch to my phone because I have only about a half hour, so I'm gonna try to hurry. Hold on,
Hi.
I'm listening.
Hi, honey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Mom, why you
Good, thank you. So, what is your experience?
Okay, so I, when we first moved out to Arizona, my mom drove my brother and I out from Georgia to Arizona. And when we got to my grandparents' house, we were staying in this one room, my brother and I. And my brother couldn't sleep. He would wake up screaming throughout the night. And like my mom would ask him, well, what's going on? Like, what's the problem? Because he would tell my mom, like, I'm scared. I'm really scared. And he would say, there's an evil witch in that room, and she doesn't like us in there. She doesn't want us in there. And so my mom, bless her, took it seriously and was like, I'm getting bad vibes. So I don't like that. So we stopped sleeping in there. But the room itself was just, I remember it being so weird. Like the cats wouldn't go into that room unless my grandpa was in there. They would only sit outside at the door but they wouldn't go in. And they went in all the other rooms of the house and stuff. I never saw the witch, but I do remember every time I went in there feeling really like nauseous and sick, and like I just wanted to get in and out as quickly as I could because that's where the bathroom to use was at the time. So like if I had to go to the bathroom, I had to go in there. And it felt like somebody was watching you all the time. It felt like pressure on your head. But when you're a little kid, you know what I mean? Like obviously my brother was picking up on it and I was picking up on it too, but not as intense. And where it gets really creepy, and it still like sends a chill up my spine when I think about it, because we were little kids. So my mom and my grandma had discussed what they thought was happening, but they didn't tell us. We were little kids. It wasn't until years later when my grandparents were moving into their new house and my grandma was unpacking pictures. She pulls out this picture of this woman and sets it down, and the blood drained from my brother's face. And he's like, I know who that is. Like, I saw her when I was a little boy. And my grandma goes, that's your great grandma. She died in that room. And it was, I mean, it just like, it gives me goosebumps every time I think about it. But so our great grandmother was in that room and she was not stoked about us being in that room, specifically my brother, I guess. And then my grandma told us when she had first moved into the house with my grandpa, she used to have her office in that room, and she said she would feel the same kind of sensations I did, like pressure in her head, very nauseous, and like she knew that she had passed away in that room, obviously. And she said one day she went in there and she just sat down and she was like, listen, I really love your son. I don't want to like take your space. I know this is your home still. I know he's your son. Like, I hope we can coexist and like be peaceful together and all this stuff. And my grandma said after that, she never had an issue in that room. She didn't feel the nauseous or anything like that. But yeah, so my great grandma was in that house and she was a very not happy spirit if anybody else was in there, except for my grandpa.
So
That's so interesting.
it was the space she was trying to protect.
It was like that room specifically because the rest of the house was fine. Like we have so many happy memories in that house, and I remember being there as a little kid and like playing in the house and running around in the kitchen and the backyard. Like everything else when I think about that house is a good memory, but that room, I just remember like it felt dark and heavy. And you know, she was an immigrant from Russia. And she had come out of some pretty intense like war times and stuff like that when she came over to the United States. And so, you know, but it was just, she was a single mom raising my grandpa. My grandpa was taking care of her until the bitter end. And I'm so excited, Robbie. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. He speaks very highly of her and says she was a great woman and stuff, but she was just.
Were there heirlooms in the room? Like, were there things from like her generations? Were there any other like furniture, or maybe there was something? Because a lot of times there can be like protective
Of
Well, so
certain,
that was the thing
yeah.
that I still like go back and think on to this day. Everything in that house was hers
Yeah.
because my grandpa was taking care of her, and so he just moved into the house with her. So all of the furniture, everything that was in there was hers, with the exception of like what my grandma had brought. But there was a lot of stuff that like it was my great grandmother's home. But I think that room, maybe specifically, she was really careful because she passed away in that room. Like that's where
Yeah,
she
and
Where
maybe
did her parents
that was
pass
her safe
away?
space.
Yeah, so I feel like she
Yeah, it could be
probably
an
just like
imprint
she
too.
yeah, she just didn't want that space like messed with. And
Or
I mean, it had to probably be weird too, having like two, because we never met my great grandmother. Like she
Mhm.
passed away way before either of us were born. But I think it probably was weird to her, like two random little kids just suddenly in her space, and we're loud and we're jumping around and we're, being all crazy.
Were her children raised in that home?
Well, so my grandpa was her only son, and it was in a retirement community. So
Okay,
that wasn't her like home
got it.
that she always lived in, but
Mhm.
it was just the home that she happened to live the last days of her life in.
I have a good story for you. That's like, it's interesting to yours too, because um, I lived on the first house that my parents had. It was very spread out. And I used to like, because I saw things a lot, um, I would always sleep with them. And like in the 80s, that was kind of shunned upon eventually, like kids need to have their own space, blah, blah, blah. Well, and I was so ridiculous. Like I'd get something would happen and I knew they weren't going to let me sleep with them or the door, whatever. And so I would pull a blanket out of the cupboard and sleep on the floor. My dad would trip on me, like over me before he went to the ranch. And I would scare the crap out of my dad.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
um,
same. I had a very similar, like with
but
my,
this
I
is
had,
this is
yeah,
the story real quickly because I
yeah.
think Robbie's probably going to get there. But uh, I had to go sleep in my room, and I remember this, and I was terrified, and I was just so scared, and I just remember I totally remember this very vividly. And then there was this really amazing energy that was in my room. It was a man, and he kind of reminded me of my dad, like energetically, like somewhat. And he picked me up and he was like holding me. I did not want him to go away. I did not want him. I wanted just to stay in this beautiful light. And that he was like, everything's going to be okay. I'm always with you. I had never been to church. Yeah. I mean, maybe I had, I don't know, but I wasn't aware of anything like that yet. And like, I remember him putting me back in bed and like the light was like surrounding me.
Mhm.
And the room was all light, right? And it was like I could sleep inside the light. And then he said, just picture the light, and I'm always here with you. You just can't see me sometimes, and everything's going to be okay. And put me back to bed, and I felt very comfortable, and I fell back asleep. And apparently, I never went to my parents. I didn't have any more sleeping in front of my dad's door so he could trip on me again after
Aw.
that
That
point.
must have been one of your spirit guides.
Well, or Jesus. It was like a very Jesus
Yeah,
energy now that I understand
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
Jesus
mean,
is, I'm an
awareness.
all-inclusive person. I think everything's beautiful.
Me too.
Jesus is my main dude.
Mhm.
Like, uh, but I'm also, I'm very much
Amen.
into like all kinds of stuff. But that's my good story. And then yeah, I've had a couple of those
No,
type
I
of
you
things.
know, I haven't had a whole lot of like experiences like that. I feel like that was primarily my little brother's experience. I was just kind of like a witness to the situation, but I was recently in California, and I have a friend who she like sees things and picks up on things, and she's very just like intuitive. But she came into our room when we were on vacation at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and she was like, "Thea, I'm sorry. I know you're like trying to sleep, but like this woman will not leave me alone. Like she wants me
Mhm.
to like talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, it's a like maternal figure." And I was like, "Well, I have my grandmother, my Mimi is the only person I can think of that's passed on." And she was like, "Okay, did she like," and I never met my Mimi, but everybody on that side of the family says I look like her, I act like her, we have very similar interests and hobbies. Like they all say if I had met her and she would have been around, like her and I would have been thick as thieves. Like we would have been best friends.
Well,
And
you and your brother are very close.
yeah, my brother and I are super duper close.
Yeah.
It would make sense that you would have that energy with him. So you probably were feeling a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
but
this is
listening
a
with your brother.
different grandma. This is a different grandma. This wasn't my great grandmother. This was my grandmother on my dad's side. But she was asking me all these questions that I didn't have the answers to because I had never met her. And she was like, "Did she like create trinkets? Did she collect them?" And I was like, "I don't know. Maybe I don't know." But and it was, I couldn't call my dad at 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Hey, weird question." But and she was like, does she like playing with hair? Like, did she like playing with hair? And I was like, I don't know. And then she was like, did she have a nickname for your dad? Was it like little something? So I was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to like ask all these questions when my dad wakes up. And she was like, okay. So, but she was like, well, listen, I'm just going to tell you what she wants to say because she really needs me to tell you this. She wants you to know she watches you. She sees you as a mom. She's so proud of you. She doesn't intervene. She's letting you live your life because she sees you making all the right decisions. She was like, she needs you to tell your dad something, though. She really needs you to tell your dad something. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you need to tell your dad he needs to forgive her and let it go. And I was like, okay. And she was like, and she wants him to know they're gonna see each other again. Like they're going to see each other and everything that went wrong before she died will be made right. And I was like, okay. So I call my dad. I'm telling him all of this. He starts sobbing because I didn't realize their dynamic. Like she got really sick with cancer towards the end. And she didn't want to do the chemo. She didn't want to like go through that. She just wanted to be brought home. And she just wanted to, she just wanted to go. She wanted to go home to Jesus. She was ready. And but a lot of like my dad and his siblings, they were like just so devastated and angry because they were like, please don't like do this, like keep fighting, like, and she was just like, it's not what I want. So but my dad was like breaking down and sobbing, and I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad, but like I feel like I have to. Like he literally woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning through my
That's
fridge.
an important message. Yeah.
But it was even crazier because I was like, randomly, does she collect like little trinkets and stuff? And he was like, she had a curio cabinet full of trinkets. He was like, she even learned how to do woodworking because she loved trinkets so much and started making her own little wooden trinkets. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I was like, did she have a thing with hair? And he was like, she was a hairdresser her entire life. She constantly touched people's hair. And I was like, okay, because I was on the fence about what my friend was telling me initially. I was like, eh. And I was like, did you ever have like, did she have a nickname for you like that you went by? And he was like, yeah, she used to call me Little Jim. And I was like, shut up. Like that. And my friend didn't know my dad from Adam. I've never talked about him with her or anything like that. So she was just like right on the money with all of it. And I was like, that's
wild.
I love
crazy.
that.
Yeah. It was so that was a really cool experience. And now I
Are you
always like,
close?
Yes.
I'm so nervous.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
My signal cut out just for a second, so sorry.
yeah, we
Hold on
figured
one
when
second.
she dropped off. We just kept going.
Oh my gosh, it's so creepy to think like these are the roads that you drove on.
I know.
This case
So
I followed
creepy.
from the like from day one, and it just haunts me, and it haunts me that these poor other this other family's been affected.
Yeah.
This is how I met Robbie, I guess, was through this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And I
case
just
really
want to be
messes
clear,
me
guys.
up.
I'm going to be very respectful. So if there's someone outside, I'm not going to film. We're just driving over there to see if there's a for sale sign.
Right.
So just so people know, we're not going to like camp out or anything
no,
like that. Because
no.
some people get like really offended and,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
people just get interested to see it. And look how beautiful it is. I don't know if you could see the
I
mountains, but
know.
see.
Look at how the sky looks so big.
Yeah, well, we're the Mile High, so we're like closer to the sky here. But so all of this like land, like see how they're just building houses everywhere. Like what I was reading in that article was it said, like a lot of this area where there was Indian burial grounds, they're just like building houses and stuff.
Right
But I
over
want to see
top.
I want to see like an actual map if they have, which I don't even think that would even exist,
I'm sure
a
there would
map
be.
of.
There's probably a historian in that area, in Denver area,
Oh
that
yeah.
would have access to maps and could tell you if you did some good investigating.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bust a Gale Weathers because I will when I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I
Ooh.
will
I bet even
investigate.
if you called like the historical society of the
Yeah.
area, they would have tons of
Yeah.
different information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, and that's another thing too. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful talking about the topic, but I am a spiritual person,
Yeah.
and I do believe in like spiritual warfare and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, hold on, let me turn my ringer off. Uh, to me, it's just interesting when stuff like this happens, and
Yeah.
and not like the whole DD, because that happens a lot in families and stuff, but it's just eerie, pun
Yeah.
intended, that
Yeah.
this like happens again, and it's the father again. It's just weird.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
toxic masculinity kind of,
Yeah.
which is the YouTube term of the day, apparently. Like,
Yeah,
hey
I'd be
guys,
so
I'm gonna
interested to
Yeah.
see
run.
if they have stories after they move, or if they, the family that lives there now,
Yeah.
or
If
people
they
that
have
move
like
in.
share experiences, I'm wondering. Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
poor family.
Yeah.
Robbie,
God.
I'm gonna jump down. I love you,
Okay,
Robbie.
love
You know
you.
that. I'm gonna work with you on a time to come visit. And Thea, I need to talk to you too. I'll text you later. Dana,
Yeah.
so
Text
nice
me.
to meet
Nice to meet
you.
you too. You take
And
care. Have a
everybody in
wonderful day.
chat, thank you. Hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
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 Have a good day. Love you.
Love you too.
And
Bye. Mm.
like living in a place like that, it probably, your mind plays tricks on you to begin with. But
I
if
Hmm.
was
you,
just thinking that. I'm like, I would imagine your mind starts to like, you know, spiral a little bit.
Hmm.
yeah, because like, okay, even when I'm in a place and I don't know if anything's ever happened there before,
Hmm.
I, how you just get that feeling. So if I know, then automatically by default, my mind is already going, okay, we're almost there. My mind is already gonna, be like, I feel like someone's staring at me, or.
Yeah, well, that's how it feels like when you visit Jerome out here in Arizona. Like that whole town, just there's such a weird like vibe to it, and I think it's because you go to it knowing it's like allegedly really haunted, and like there's so many different like spirits and things that happen because of the mine and like the town and the prison and stuff. So it's just like every time I go there, I feel like people are watching me.
Can I ask you the name of that town again?
Jerome, Arizona.
Jerome? I think I've watched something paranormal about that.
Yeah, you probably have a ton of
Yeah.
people. A ton of people go to Jerome,
Yeah.
Arizona. It's haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
it's a crazy. It's a little
like an
town.
old mining town thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old mining town. And it's built on like a hill. Like a lot of the homes when you're like first pulling up and riding through, they're like built on stilts, standing up against the mountain and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
And the town is
Yes.
actually it slides down the hill like an
Yeah.
inch every year. Like eventually it won't be there
Be there.
anymore. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's insane. There's a lot of different places in that area that
Mhm.
you can like investigate, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a friend about this recently, how Arizona is so like it's such an interesting place because you've got like a lot of Native American history. You've got a lot of
Hmm.
like mining history and people coming through during the gold rush. There's a lot of
Hmm.
like, the old Western cowboys and that sort of
Hmm.
history. And there's so many different things that took place in Arizona and the Wild
Hmm.
West. So it's just such an interesting place because you can go for, if
We're
you're in
getting
the South,
closer.
if you're in the south, it's like desert. And then when you get
Right.
up north, it's like dense pine trees and snowy mountains and stuff.
Wait a minute.
Arizona's such a different, like a cool place.
What?
Is
What?
that the
What?
Methodist church right there? Hold on.
The
Church.
I wonder if that's the church they were. You know how they said the Methodist church like has a memorial of the Indian burial?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's literally like we're right around the corner. And sorry, I was hitting like
Oh.
Highway 52 is like it's a highway, but there's so many stoplights, and I was hitting like every single one of them. So I'm
Every
sorry.
red light. Yeah.
All
I
right.
can't
Oh,
believe you're just driving. This is how I feel because like the Jody Arias house is pretty like close to where I live. Like it's a hop, skip, and a jump. And I've driven past
Yeah.
the Jody Arias house before, and I'm always
yeah.
like, it's so weird, like being there because like it almost feels like an out of body experience because you know somebody like died in that house, like somebody was
Yeah.
Yeah.
murdered in that
Yeah.
house, and it's such a like weird like sensation of like, whoa, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely is.
Yeah, and she's
Well, and
here
to
in
me, like,
Phoenix, I think.
we were talking about like how I was saying like imprints. I also believe like you know
Mhm.
how like Indian tribes and stuff, they're very like territorial and you know about their community and stuff like that. So I also believe a lot of the times that people experience those types of like paranormal things is maybe they're experiencing the imprint of the territorial part about it, you know. Here we go.
Oh, for sure. Are we on
Here we
Saratoga?
go. We are going down Steeple Rock, and that's it at
Rock.
the end of the street. That's the tall white house. They painted it white.
They painted it white,
I
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do not see a for sale sign.
Mhm.
See it right there?
Oh gosh.
Oh no. It's
Ooh, the grass
so
looks
like
beautiful.
ominous.
It
Yeah,
looks really pretty.
It's
That
listen,
like
yeah.
it's a gorgeous house. When they first had
yeah.
it listed on Zillow, I like really contemplated. I was like, what would it take to get together a down payment for this
Oh,
house? Because it's gorgeous.
it is beautiful.
So do you think it's sold? Do you think that's what it means?
Maybe.
Hold on, we're
But
gonna go
don't
to the
they
back
leave
side of
their
it too.
don't they leave their for sale signs up, like their sold signs up for a little while too?
You
You
would
know.
think so, but maybe
I
like with a
yeah.
high profile case,
Yeah,
maybe they
maybe
don't
they.
even like put it out there for people
Yeah,
that
it
just
might
want to
just
like
be like private showings and like strictly just
Hmm.
like you have to call the real estate
Right.
agent to come and look at it. They don't want to advertise that it's for sale because then you get like people who like will come and look at the
E-
windows and walk around the house and stuff.
exactly, and just being nosy and
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, I wonder.
I know they built houses back there, but I'm gonna go to the back side too. I want to see if the swing set is still there
No.
because no,
I
it was there before. But I would see what I would do is I think I would keep that for. I mean, I don't have kids, but just to like give it a better memory, the swing set. You know, I don't know. That's me.
right. I
Yeah.
think they thought that they were going to fill that house with love and stuff, and the way that fight went, like that way that argument and stuff went down and how he was charged was really unfortunate. Like the way, did you guys hear the story of how he ended up, this husband ended up getting arrested and stuff?
Yeah.
Not the full
Yeah.
detailed story. So what? Because I was just going over briefly what happened. So it had to do with like the child,
Well,
right?
it initially started out, he was watching they had internal uh video surveillance in the house, and they were having a football party, and
This is the
he
back of it.
oh
Oh, it's a different swing set.
oh, different one.
Yeah.
uh, did they fix that fence? It was ugly.
Looks the same. Has like a guard
Yeah.
around it. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
uh
anyways, let me turn around. Sorry, keep going.
So crazy.
but yeah, then so they had inside surveillance in the house, so he was looking on the cameras. He was in another room having beers with some of the guys, his wife and another woman of a man that was there, another wife, were upstairs in that loft area, and she cordially leans over and gives her a kiss. Well, it was like a smooch, and the husband comes upstairs, right, like right upset, like, what are you doing kissing my wife? And they had all had a lot to drink, and the wife was drinking wine, and she ended up he ended up hitting her glass of wine out of her hand, and it spilt on the carpet, and he made a scene, but he was upset that she was this woman had kissed her, and it kind of happened all in front of the kids. Like there was other
Oh.
kids around. So I don't know, it was antagonized by this other woman, but I like what he did wasn't right either.
So what's the phone thing about? Because I saw like tampering with a phone
Oh
was one of the
yeah, because
charges.
she was scared because he was yelling and stuff. So she was going to call 911, and he took the phone and threw it across the room. And
Oh.
so yeah, it was a very unfortunate situation, but I think like they're done. I have to wonder if something like that hadn't happened before,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
she had just had enough.
Yeah,
Um,
I think like because obviously any police activity in a house like this is gonna be like talked about. People are
mhm.
gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
and it's common that stuff like this happens, but it's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there had never ever previously been any calls to involving the police or anything with that couple prior to
Okay.
this. So that makes it like, woo, that's kind of creepy.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, aren't
It's
they getting a divorce? Isn't that?
Apparently, that's what yeah, apparently she's filing for divorce.
I agree, Georgia. I don't like I liked it brown better, to be honest. The color of the house. Sorry, Thea. What were you gonna say?
oh, I don't I'm just still like in shock over the whole thing, honestly.
Ugh,
That house has some weird juju going on.
It
yeah.
does. Yeah, you could like fit. And I don't know if anybody, because even in the back, it looks like there's no curtains up at all in any of the windows, even upstairs.
Oh,
So
wow.
maybe they've
Maybe they're
already moved and
Yeah.
right. Right. It's possible, right?
Yeah, definitely possible.
who knows? I
Oh,
mean, it could have sold and people could have moved in already. They just didn't want it public.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. True.
I mean, I think the house is really pretty. It's not like shocking to me that somebody would buy the house because it's big, it's beautiful. It's just I
Oh
don't
yeah, the
know.
inside is really pretty. Like when me and Nicole walked up to the windows and
Yeah,
Oh
it's
looked
God, I
in.
remember that.
gorgeous in there.
Yeah, it's really like spacious and open but I mean, obviously looking in, I just felt like that dark. Okay, this is the best way to explain it. Almost like it's underwater when you're looking inside like a sunken ship, just like it's
Ah,
pretty, but it's
hmm.
eerie.
Yeah,
Heavy.
yeah. That's a
But see,
really good way to.
there had to have been like if they're getting a divorce, I wouldn't imagine that people just get a divorce over like a woman because you said it was another woman kissing her.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't get a
I'm sure
divorce over that.
I'm sure he has probably gotten, maybe drinking or something in the past and caused a scene or things of that nature. Who knows what else. But yeah, they're getting a divorce. So
Yeah, I'd have to imagine there were other
hmm.
issues going on. I mean, I don't know. People get divorced for a lot less, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
somebody
I
please
would
go buy
hope
that
for
house so I could stay the night.
like
Robbie, let's buy it.
We'll conjoin our
Let's
families
just
together.
go in on it. We're gonna have a little commune in the Watts house, okay?
I
Yeah.
just don't think anybody that knows the history of the house or knows the story could ever live comfortably in that home. I
No,
just
wait, are
as
you
I
much as
agree.
joking?
no,
I know
I
Chris Watts isn't like dead yet, but I'd always
yeah.
feel like he was watching me. I'd
Yeah,
always be
yeah.
like, is he in the
He's gonna
house?
come
Like,
back someday
is he
and
here? Yeah.
he's gonna want to sleep in my bed. No,
No
no.
way. No.
Get out, Chris Watts.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely
Nicole
not.
Kessinger should buy it. Just kidding.
You are
Put a little
obsessed with
love in that
Nicole
house.
Kessinger, okay?
Oh,
we'll message her and we'll be like, Nicole, would you like to go in on it with us?
Dude, I'm
yeah.
Robbie
telling you,
Reigns?
I know everybody has their opinions, but I like her. I even have a shirt and a coffee mug that says Nicole Kessinger is innocent. If I ever run into her in public, I'm going to give her a hug because, like, I have been with guys before that I've either found out they have had a partner or spouse, or, you know, and it's like, it becomes uncomfortable. So we don't know the full details of what he was telling her as
That's right,
leaving and
Robbie.
all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, you know. For
Mhm.
all we know, he could have been like, hey, and she even said, I was trying to help him. I was trying to help him find a place. He said he was, you know, getting a divorce and all this and sleeping in the basement. So
Yeah.
she was just trying to, you know, help him and then, you know, also help their relationship grow. He was a consistent liar. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I think she did it. I think she did some lying for him to try and play down his behavior and his like his weirdness, because he's a weird man.
He's
he,
weird. I'm sorry. He's
He-
cute, but he's
He's
weird.
weird as fuck.
So weird.
I
I
mean,
don't.
he's hot as fuck. I'm not going to lie, but yes,
Yeah,
he is
I
weird.
mean, I
Okay.
heard he's fat now and bald, but
Tauruses tend to fluctuate in weight. He's a Taurus.
yeah.
Him and my husband share the same birthday.
Everything can be blamed on your zodiac sign. Never take responsibility for your flaws. It's because
Never.
you're it's because you're a Gemini or a
Yep.
Scorpio or whatever.
Yep.
I
That's
don't take
correct.
responsibility for anything that's wrong with me. It's because I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, I thought you were a Libra. You're a
Libra
Scorpio.
Scorpio cusp.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
feel
you're
more
on the cusp.
Scorpio.
You are more
Uh,
Scorpio because I always can talk forever with Scorpios. My ex-boyfriend's mom was a Scorpio and we could stay on the phone for hours. And it's
Yeah,
just like
we
they're
do talk a
very
lot.
fun to talk to.
We do
Yeah, but
talk a
it's
lot. When we were
interesting conversation. It's
No, when we were filming like for your movie, we ended up like after we were done, we talked for like 2 hours and we both finally looked at the time. We were like, oh my gosh, we have lives. Like we have to go.
yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
could do
like
that with
that too.
Scorpios. My friend Stacy's a Scorpio too. Are you a
Stacy.
Scorpio?
Yeah,
Dana? Dana?
I'm a Leo.
Oh,
Oh,
love Leos. I love
yes,
Leos.
I'm
good. We like Liam.
feisty and honest, brutally.
Feisty, bossy, and honest. Do you
Boss.
guys like
Yeah.
a Leo?
Oh, Robbie turned into a
Right.
robot.
Yeah. You a robot.
He's probably gone through a weird little patch.
Probably.
I'm gonna hop down because I got to get my kid down for a
Uh,
nap. Otherwise, tonight's gonna be brutal for me. But
Yes, I better carry on too. It was so nice meeting you,
it was
Thea.
nice meeting you too. I don't. Well, I guess I'll wait for Robbie to come back because I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
want
see.
just leave the.
We'll say goodbye. Yeah,
leave
you'll
the
come back and we
gang.
just ditched him.
He just finally comes back and we're like, bye. Sorry, we're a Scorpio and a Leo. We can't help it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had to go.
No patience for that shit.
Oh, he
Oh,
left.
he's dropped right off.
It's
He
because
must
he's
be
a
in a really
Gemini.
bad
Okay,
area.
he's in a Gemini. He's in his Gemini vibe. One of his personalities said goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
So you like found Robbie's channel through the whole Chris Watts thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I started watching from the beginning, and oh my god, yeah, just he makes me laugh so
Yeah,
much.
he's he's a character. That's
Oh,
for
and
sure.
I never ever get to get on here very much to enjoy the lives and stuff. So it was really nice today. That was good.
Yeah, it's always fun when you catch one because I never know. I'll just like get a notification like Robbie's going live, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
there he is. Hi.
Sorry about that, guys. It's
we
always
were
when I hit
we were both like getting ready to hop down, and then you just disappeared.
the No, it's all I always hit the spot. But
Well, thank you for taking us on your little
Yes,
voyage,
that was
Robbie.
so
I
much
appreciate
fun.
that.
yeah, so now I'm gonna see if I could find a historian, like you said, and because I'm very curious to see
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
what's
curious
underneath
too.
there.
If you can, let us know.
Yeah, definitely
I'd
keep everybody
love to
updated.
Oh, for
tag
sure.
along.
We'll do another fun panel on it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, I love you, Robbie.
Love you.
Oh,
Later.
thanks. So
Bye.
nice to meet you
Nice
guys.
to meet
Take
you
Yeah, it was so
too.
care.
nice to meet you.
Love you, Robbie.
Love you too. So nice to meet you.
Take care.
Face to face,
Bye.
anyways. Bye. All right, guys. I'm almost home. I need to go hop my sweet tushy in the shower. That was a fun little trip. So I don't know. I'm sure you could look it up on, you know, Zillow or whatever to see if it's on sale or if it's sold. But as we saw, there is no for sale sign in the yard, but there's also like no curtains. I don't know if I saw curtains in the front either, now that I think about it. I'm gonna have to rewind and go look. I don't know if you guys saw either. But I am gonna hop down. And again, I'm gonna link Plunder's video in there so you can watch the police cam footage of the incident that happened there with the new family that lives there or lived there, whatever it is. And I'm also gonna put links to the articles, the ones that I read and then the ones that I didn't get a chance to read, so you guys can look through them. And I'm gonna get a hold of a historian and we're gonna go to town like Oprah. It says it's still active for sale, D-Rod says. Thank you, D-Rod. Okay, so still for sale. So one of you bitches who's got some money, you need to go. Molly Golightly said she's gonna buy it. Marissa, go buy it. Because I want to stay the night there. Oh, you know what I should do? Whoever moves in there next, like I'll just stalk them and like, well, for entertainment purposes only. And I'll follow them to the grocery store and like befriend them, like act like I met them on accident and just be like, hey, ever want to like have some drinks or, you know, do a Ouija board at your house? Anyways, bye, Wendy. Bye, Thea. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, Dan. Dana, I don't know if it's Dana or Dana. I never know how to pronounce because we have Danas and Danas. So let me know because I'm probably saying it incorrect when I say Dana. But thank you guys. That was a fun live stream. And I will talk to you later. Have a blessed evening and don't touch your Ouija boards.
No chance. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances.